Hey there, fellow Medford dog owners. If you live here, you already know how special it is to have a dog in our area. So, we're going to walk through everything you need to know to find the right professional trainer, one who can help you and your dog really enjoy all that our community has to offer.
That quote really says it all, doesn't it? Owning a dog here is just a unique experience. It's about getting out and being part of the town, and having a well-behaved dog just makes all those local adventures so much more fun for everybody.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, why training is a little different for life here in Medford. Then we'll get into how to actually find a great trainer. After that, we'll look at the different training formats and what they cost around here. And to wrap it up, we'll talk about the best places in town to practice those new skills.
So let's start with why this is about more than just sit and stay. The right kind of training gets your dog ready for the specific situations you'll actually run into, right here, from our quiet nature trails to our busy town center.
Let's think about this in real-world terms. A good trainer is the one who helps your dog stay calm and focused when you're at the farmer's market with all the people and smells. And they're also the one who helps you build that rock-solid recall, which gives you so much peace of mind when you're out on those wooded paths.
Okay, so you know why you're training for Medford life. The next question is, who are you going to work with? This is really the heart of it all. How to evaluate a professional based on their methods, their credentials, and the questions you absolutely should be asking.
You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement, and for good reason. It's simply the most effective and humane way to train. Instead of punishing bad behavior, the whole idea is to reward your dog for making good choices. It's an approach that builds trust and just makes your relationship with your dog that much better.
So, how do you know if a trainer actually uses these modern, science-backed methods? Well, credentials are a really good clue. Those letters after their name do mean something. A CPDTK, for example, tells you they've passed a comprehensive exam and have to keep up with their education. And if you're dealing with more complex stuff like serious anxiety or reactivity, seeing something like IABC-CDBC is a great sign you're talking to a specialist.
So now you've got this knowledge, and you're ready to talk to some trainers. Remember, when you're on the phone with them, you are interviewing them. This is your chance to really see if their style and approach are the right fit for you and your dog. And here are the key questions to ask. Definitely have them explain their philosophy and tell you about their credentials. But number 3 is a really big one for us. How will they tailor the plan specifically for life in Medford? You also want to be clear on how they'll measure your progress. Going through this list will help you find a true partner in this process.
Okay, once you have an idea of the kind of person you're looking for, it's time to get into the practical side of things. Let's look at the different training formats and what you can probably expect to budget for them right here in the Medford area.
Generally, you've got 2 main options. Group classes are fantastic for practicing skills with a distraction of other dogs around, which is perfect preparation for being out in public. The flip side is you get less one-on-one attention. Then there are private lessons, which are great for zeroing in on specific goals or issues happening inside your home, but they do tend to have a higher price tag per session. This table gives you a pretty clear snapshot of what things cost locally. For a typical 6-week group class, you're likely looking at somewhere between $175 and $325. A single private lesson usually runs from about $100 to $180. And as you can see, the more intensive options like board and train programs are a much larger investment. Having these numbers can help you plan your budget.
All right, in our last section, let's bring it all back home. It's time to talk about applying these new skills out in our community. That means understanding the local rules and knowing the best places to go.
Being a great dog owner in Medford starts with knowing the local rules. For instance, your dog must be leashed in all public areas unless you're in a specifically designated off-leash zone. Also, a current rabies vaccine isn't just a good idea, it's required by state law. And it's helpful to know that constant, excessive barking can be considered a nuisance in the township, which, of course, is something good training can help solve.
So, where can you go to practice all these new skills? Well, we have some fantastic local spots. Kirch Dog Park is the perfect place for safe, fenced-in, off-leash practice. The trails at Freedom Park are great for working on those leash manners with other people and dogs around. And for a real adventure, the Medford Wildlife Management Area has miles of beautiful trails for you to explore.
And really, this is what it's all about. A well-trained dog is just a joy to be around. They're a pleasure at home, a confident partner on the trails at Freedom Park, and a friendly neighbor when you're walking down Main Street. Finding the right training partner is the first step. Here's to many happy adventures together.